Some brawlers defeat you, and you immediately understand what happened. You missed your shots, you wasted your ammo, you walked into a bush that had been making suspicious shotgun noises for the last 8 seconds. That one is on you, but then there are the other deaths, the ones where you stare at the screen and think, wait, at what exact point was I supposed to participate? So I decided to investigate. I took the brawlers I consider the most suspicious into duels, expecting to gather evidence. This was a mistake. I have now been destroyed repeatedly by several brawlers who are not even defendants in this case. So before somebody watches me lose with an unfair brawler and immediately opens the comments, unfair does not mean strongest, it does not mean free wins, and based on some of the footage you are about to witness, it definitely does not mean the person controlling the brawler knows what he is doing. We are judging one thing. When this brawler gets the interaction they want, does the other player still get a fair fight? 3 laws. Could you see the danger coming? Did the enemy take a genuine risk? And once their plan started, did you still have a meaningful way to stop it? At number 9, all 3 laws survive. By number 1, one brawler will look at the team you carefully selected and decide he would also like one. But first, we need the most innocent man in the building. Number 9 is Colt. Colt can erase your health bar in seconds. There is just one tiny inconvenience. He has to hit you. Every bullet travels exactly where Colt sends it. Every missed attack announces exactly where he thought you were going. And as someone who has now personally missed enough Colt bullets to redraw several Brawl Stars maps, I can confirm the system works. A bad Colt does not kill you. He decorates the floor around you, left side, right side, 6 bullets carefully avoiding the suspect. But when a great Colt destroys you, there is no mystery. You saw the bullets, he stood where you could shoot him. You had the opportunity to dodge. You simply made several decisions that now look terrible in retrospect. 0 laws broken. Colt is innocent. My Colt specifically may require further investigation. Number 8 is Crow. Crow does not usually defeat you in one dramatic moment. He prefers to make the next 15 seconds deeply irritating. One dagger connects, now you are poisoned. You retreat, tick. You hide, tick. You finally begin healing. Then another dagger arrives from somewhere near another postcode. Crow is not even committing to the fight. He is just checking whether you had started enjoying yourself again. And that is what makes Crow annoying. He can touch you once, delay your healing, and leave before you return the favor. But Crow is fragile. Get close enough, and suddenly the tiny poisonous assassin remembers he has appointments elsewhere. So this is not a conviction. The danger is visible. There is counterplay. The second law is simply making a noise I do not trust. Number 7 is Surge. Early Surge is one of the fairest brawlers here. Early Surge moves like somebody is installing an update inside him. Limited range, limited mobility, very little reason to panic. And this creates a dangerous amount of confidence. You see him and think, oh, I can bully this. So you do. Then he upgrades. Fine, you bully him again. He upgrades again. And approximately 30 seconds later, the refrigerator you were disrespecting has become a final boss. This is where I would love to show you incredible footage of me mastering Surge's progression. Instead, I appear to have discovered an alternative strategy where you feed the other player. But the point remains. Surge begins by taking genuine risks. Once upgraded, he can control fights from positions early Surge could only dream about. Is that unfair? A little, but he earned it. And occasionally, apparently, his opponent earned it for him. Number 6 is Edgar. Edgar is where this ranking gets strange. Because Edgar is not simply strong or weak. Edgar is a question. And the question is, did the brawlers standing over there bring something for this? If you have knockback, escape, or enough burst damage, Edgar jumps toward you and immediately discovers consequences. If you do not, he lands, he punches, he heals. You begin pressing buttons with increasingly less connection to any actual strategy, and then you die. The frustrating part is that you saw all of this coming. Edgar stood behind a wall, his supercharged. You knew what he wanted. He knew that you knew what he wanted. Everybody had been properly informed. Then he jumped anyway. And sometimes there is simply nothing your brawler can do about it. That is what makes Edgar feel unfair in specific matchups. Not that Edgar always wins. I have obtained extensive footage proving that Edgar absolutely does not always win. But sometimes the fight feels less like who played better and more like, did your character come with the correct emergency equipment? If not, walk backward, fire everything, die with dignity. Number 5 is Mico. I understand how you are supposed to fight Mico. This information has had very little effect on what actually happens. You know he is going to jump, so you wait. He lands, you shoot, and somehow he is already back in the atmosphere. Your attack passes underneath him. Mico lands on your head and immediately leaves the ground again like gravity has become an optional setting. People will tell you, count his ammo. I do. 1, 2, 3. Then I die and discover another attack was apparently hidden somewhere in the terms and conditions. Mico's attack does 3 jobs at once. He damages you, he closes the distance, and he temporarily removes himself from the exact location where your response was going. Yes, eventually he runs out of ammo, in theory. Mico is counterable in the same way a fly in your bedroom is counterable. You know exactly what to do. You have a slipper. You are still attacking empty air 6 minutes later. 2 laws are now in serious danger, but at least Mico remains part of the same fight. Number 4 does something more interesting. Cordelius. Brawl Stars is a team game. Cordelius has reviewed this concept and would like to speak with you privately. His super takes an opponent into the shadow realm. Your teammates are gone. His teammates are gone. Whatever important plan your team had 5 seconds ago is now somebody else's problem. Imagine gem grab. Your teammate has the gems. Countdown starts. 10, 9, 8. Everybody gets into position. Then Cordelius lands the super. Your gem carrier disappears. Countdown gone. Defense gone. Half the team is suddenly improvising. Cordelius did not necessarily defeat the formation. He removed the person the formation was built around. That breaks the 3rd law. But there is one important defense. Cordelius comes with you. He removes your health, but he gives up his own. It is still a duel. A suspicious mushroom organized duel, but a duel. Number 3 is Charlie. Charlie has found an even simpler solution to fighting you. Don't. Her super puts you inside a cocoon, and if that happens during an ordinary fight, it is annoying. If it happens when the objective is seconds away from completion, it becomes personal. 2 seconds left, your team is about to win. Charlie fires. Now you are inside an egg. The match continues. Your teammates continue. The enemy continues. You contribute moral support. You watch the cocoon's health bar, like perhaps staring at it aggressively will help. Then you finally return and discover that everybody has made several important decisions without you. Charlie did not outplay your attack. For a moment, she removed your ability to have one. And this is where the ranking stops being cute. 2 laws are broken, which raises an obvious question. What could possibly be worse than removing a player? Adding one. Number 2. Lorie and Lorie. Lorie is already standing behind a wall throwing attacks at you. His projectile explodes. You dodge, then it explodes again. Apparently surviving the first explosion was simply your application for the second. But eventually you make it through. You cross the map, you dodge everything. You finally reach Lorie. This is it. You earned this fight. Lorie calls his brother. Of course he does. Lorie appears. Suddenly, the 1 versus 1 you spent half the match creating has become a group assignment. You did not reach Lorie. You reached reception. Lorie has referred you to security, and this is where all 3 laws collapse. Colt has to stand where you can shoot him. Edgar has to physically jump onto you. Cordelius enters his own duel. Lorie can stand behind architecture while another body handles the consequences. The risk has been outsourced. Lorie and Lorie should be number 1. I was completely prepared to end the case here. Then Sirius arrived. Sirius does not just summon generic backup. He collects Brawler shadows. He can store several, then he releases them. And the shadows take characteristics from actual Brawlers, which means you can enter a match with a carefully chosen team. And Sirius can look at your homework and say, yeah, I'll have that. Your tank can become part of his army. Your damage dealer can become part of his army. You selected teammates. Sirius selected copy. And this is where the joke stops being that I am terrible at duels. Because even if I suddenly became good tomorrow, the design question would still exist. Could you predict every threat when Sirius can store different Brawler shadows? Not cleanly. Does Sirius personally take the same risk as every shadow he sends toward you? No. And when multiple shadows are active alongside the actual enemy, do you still have the clean 1 versus 1 interaction the game normally promises? You are trying to fight the opponent while determining which version of your own Brawler is legally yours. Colt asked you to dodge. Crow asked you to survive poison. Surge asked you not to feed him. Edgar asked whether you brought an escape. Mico asked you to hit someone who had temporarily resigned from the floor. Cordelius removed your team. Charlie removed you. Lorie added another fighter. Sirius looked at the distinction between your team and his team and treated it as a suggestion. That is why Sirius takes number 1. Not because every Sirius wins, not because nobody can beat him, and definitely not because I went into duels and demonstrated unstoppable Sirius gameplay. I did not. Several unrelated Brawlers have now submitted extremely convincing evidence to the contrary. Sirius is number 1 because when his design is working exactly as intended, the normal boundaries of a fair fight become harder to recognize, and that is the verdict. From Colt, where losing usually means somebody simply aimed better, to Sirius, where your own Brawlers can become part of the problem. Now I want the ruling from the only court less qualified than this one, the Brawl Stars comment section. Which Brawler kills you and immediately makes you think, no, I refuse to accept responsibility for that. And if the answer is one of the random Brawlers currently destroying me in duels, please wait, their court date is coming.